My name is Nurin Akila binti Anwar and I'm going to present about 3.4 methodology. So first, volatility framework was used to analyze a Windows memory dump, which is malware.vmem. The analysis was performed in a controlled offline environment using a structured forensic workflow. The controlled forensic environment was prepared to analyze the memory dump malware.vmem. A structured folder hierarchy was created. So the memory dump was placed in the evidence folder. So next, the volatility framework 2.6 was chosen over volatility 3 due to a better plug-in support for the older Windows XP memory dump containing Crydex or Crydex malware. Standard volatility plugin include image info, pslist, pscan, malfind, procdump, and conscan were executed to identify the operating system, running processes, injected code, and suspicious network activity. Next is 3.2 operating system identification. The image info plugin was used to identify the operating system from the memory dump. Analysis revealed that the system was running Windows XP Service Pack 3 32 bits with Physical Address Extension (PAE) enabled. Correct OS profiling is critical as the memory structure vary across Windows version and service packs. We need to navigate to the command prompt and then search on this. So this is the output of the image info. Based on my observation, the operating system here is Windows XP Service Pack 3 32-bit x86. Memory architecture here is PAE enabled and single processor system. System time, the memory captured on 22 July 2012 consistent with Crydex or Crydex era malware. The memory analysis of the system was initiated using the volatility framework image info plugin, which inspect the memory dump to determine the operating system and system architecture. The output identified the system as Microsoft Windows XP Service Pack 3 32-bit, confirming that the memory structure aligned with the 32-bit environment. The analysis also indicates that the PAE was enabled, a feature allowing the operating system to access more memory than the standard 32-bit limit. The kernel blogger block and directory table base addresses were located, which are the internal memory structure critical for mapping processes and other system data. The number of processes was recorded as 1, reflecting that the single CPU configuration of the system. The image data and time represent the timestamp recorded in Coordinated Universal Time when the memory snapshot was taken. So these provide a universal reference independent of local time zone, which is useful when correlating events across system or logs. The image local date and time represent the same moment adjusted to the system local time zone, in this case Eastern Daylight Time (UTC-4). Together, these timestamps indicate exactly when the memory dump was captured, giving a temporal context to the forensic investigation. This is important because it allows investigators to match system activity, network connection, and malware execution to the system time to the specific time stated.
My name is Nushifa Hanani Petahari Nizam, and now I will explain about 3.3 process analysis. The first one is active process enumeration. The PS list shows the active processes at the time of memory capture as seen in the OS process list. The explanation of the output is the plist plugin was used to enumerate the active processes in the memory image. A total of 19 processes were identified, including the system process, service host process, and user process. No immediately suspicious processes were observed in the visible process list. However, this not ruled out malware, as advanced threats such as directs may hide using direct kernel object manipulation, DCOM, and process injection, remaining invisible to standard process enumeration. The next one is identification of infect process. The PS scans memory directly for e-process blocks, regardless of whether the process is linked in the normal process list. The output explained the PSScan plugin was used to scan all of the process structure in memory, including those not linked in the active process list. Comparison with the PS list revealed no additional hidden processes, suggesting that the malware may be using process injection technique to hide its presence within legitimate processes, consistent with direct malware behavior. This reinforced the importance of using memory analysis to detect malware that does not appear in standard process enumeration.
This slide shows results from Malfine plugin, which searches memory for suspicious code that should not normally exist. For CSRSSESE, a small region of memory was marked as executable and writable. This can look suspicious, but small isolated regions may occur in normal system behavior. For WinLog on ESE, multiple memory regions were flagged as executable and writable. This is unusual because WinLog on is a critical system process and normally should not contain such memory regions. This pattern strongly suggests that malicious code was injected into WinLog-on's memory. For Explorer ESE and Reader SLESE, the suspicious memory regions begin with the bytes 4DMA, also known as the MZ header. The MZ header is the signature of a Windows executable file. Finding this inside memory means a full executable program was injected directly into these processes. This confirms that malware is hiding by embedding itself inside legitimate programs rather than running openly. In this slide, suspicious processes were extracted from memory using the broad dump plugin. For CSRSSESE was dumped and its file hash was checked using VirusTotal. The results showed no malware detections. This confirms that although CSRSSESE had a small suspicious memory region, it was ultimately benign. Next, WinLog on ESE was extracted from memory. Its file hash was submitted to VirusTotal and detected as Trojan by multiple antivirus engines. This confirms that WinLog on ESE was compromised through memory injection, which matches known detects and creates malware behavior. Finally, Explorer SE and Reader SLESE were extracted. When attempting to compute their hashes, the system blocked the operation due to detected malicious content. Combined with the earlier MZ headers found in memory, this confirms that both processes contain active injected malware code.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Norina Zulaika. I will explaining for 3.5. 3.6 and also the conclusion. Okay, so we moving on to the task 3.5, network activity analysis. Okay, we analyze the network artifacts using the ConScan plugin. This tool is vital for Windows XP as it can carve out hidden TSP connection from the memory dump. Our analysis revealed that a critical anomaly PID1484, which is the legitimate explorer.exe, was caught establishing an outbound connection to a remote IP address for 1.168.5.140 via port 8080. Under normal condition, Explorer.exe should never act as a network gateway. This confirmed that the process was hijacked to serve as a communication beacon to a command and control server, it allowing attacker to exfiltrate data from the victim's machine. Okay, for the task 3.6, it's a summary of findings. So we summarize our forensic finding that we have positively identified that the threat is the Drydex Trojan. Okay, the malware demonstrated high level of sophistication through process injection. It didn't just run as a separate file. Instead, it lived inside the memory space of trusted process like WinLog-on.exe and Explorer.exe. This allowed to achieve persistent and evade detection by identifying specific memory region with page_execute_read-write permissions. We confirmed that this was a fileless attack, making it nearly invisible to traditional disk-based antivirus software. Okay, for the conclusion for our task, to conclude that this case study proved that the memory forensic is the only way to expose modern, stealthy threats By using volatility, we successfully link infected processes, malicious code injection, and unauthorized network circuit into a single, irrefutable forensic trail. This investigation not only confirmed a total system compromise but also provided us with the indicator of compromise needed to block for future attacks. It has been a powerful learning experience in identifying how banking Trojans manipulate system memory to stay hidden. So that's all from me. Thank you.